Good afternoon, family and friends. Sudden OCD here. So I got a bunch of wild stuff right here again. So the idea is to turn this into a leg coming up, a coil, a leg going down, put some wick in here or some material for a wick. We're going to make this an alcohol burner. Now, obviously, this is 99, this is 91. This case of 12 bottles of these was 30 bucks. So, I'd much rather use these. I'm going to try this. I doubt if it works because of that 9% missing or 8% missing. But basically, we're going to burn an alcohol or make an alcohol burner to try to help heat the house a little bit, at least heat up rooms. As you can see in the background, I've got a terracotta pot over what I just made with shortening and a candle. That don't know how that's going to work, but I mean, once you get terracotta pots, I mean, you could put tea lights in there if you wanted, and it's supposed to heat the terracotta pot. It's already getting a little warm here, and I just made it like 10 minutes ago. So, without further ado, I'm going to get to this. Now, they say that you make this straight, you cap one side, you fill it with sand. I did buy sand because I wanted to keep sand around my oil burner so I could throw sand on a fire if it happened. But I've got these, and I'm not sure why they want you to fill it with sand. So I've got pipe benders. So I'm going to try to use the pipe bender instead of filling it with sand. This was a little over $8 and not a big deal. So I just got to remember how this thing works. Oh, I see why. It just crimped. It crimped right there. Okay, so I'm going to have to straighten this thing out and fill it with sand. I'll probably start from the other side. So, yeah, that's why. It crimped. So I'd imagine, I don't know, I'm going to go about 12 inches here. So, I've got to find my plumbing stuff. And I'll be back with a cutter. Alright, I'm back. Go get a little bit of energy drink. So I work at night. Well, afternoon to night. So my body's used to having energy. I'm going to cut this piece off because I don't like it being bent. Now, there's many pipe cutters out there. I didn't really show you this during Sweat and Pipe. This is like the smallest one I've had. And then Cobalt, obviously Lowe's. And then there's this one, which doesn't have this little piece, which is for flaring. So we're going to use this one. This is going back in, these two are actually going back in the plumbing box. I'm going to leave these out in my other box here. I typically only keep tools that I use close by. That's why I have different boxes. If you guys don't ever know how to use these or never learned, turn it. If you turn it too much and it won't move, now what this is a little flaring tool. See how this has a little bevel on it? You just flare on this thing around and it opens it back up. Voila. Alright, so some people put caps on these. I'm not going to cap it. I am going to try a 2-inch one or a 12-inch one. As I find my tape measure again. had it right here. So there's a couple of things I could use. I could use this pipe, and I could use the dowel rod. I could use my pipe bender, but I'm gonna stay away from the pipe bender because I'm really never good at bending conduit anyway. So I had to bend it at a a shop that was all union electricians, and wasn't pretty. I got asked to leave. So on another note, I checked on my 55 gallon can with my tin of wood for charcoal, and it's smoldering. I'm in no concern about that one today. I already have charcoal. Not that I really needed it. If I was barbecuing this weekend, yeah, I need it. All right, so I'm gonna put that aside. So I have these flared. Man, I want to use that. I'm gonna use it. I don't care. So I gotta fill it with sand first. So my choice of capping these, you know, people on the internet, they have the caps for these. I don't know if they buy them or what, but my choice is electrical tape. And in the spirit of using my US knife, which I actually did not steal this, I paid for it. It came up, lost out of my toolbox, and I got my wages garnished for it. So, both times odd, very odd. So I have another one floating around here somewhere. I always, that's that pack rat mentality. Oh, you want to do both sides, huh? How are you going to get the sand in there, Chuckles? You're going to talk about pack rat mentality. That's why I was getting two of everything, because I always had to have a backup of everything. I happen to have some sand down here. It's just regular all-purpose Quikrete sand. Maybe it works, maybe it don't. I don't know. It seems that it's not as fine as I want it. Okay, so I've got it filled with sand. Now I can cap it. So I do want to use this. I'm going to try something here. I want to mark this. Not that I don't have more than one. I just want to mark it in the center. I'm going to try to get that bend in the center. It's not quite center, but so this has got to end up. We keep going. This is where it being on a pipe would help, because we got to bend it around again. I'm going to try to go around this side and this side. Oh, I could hear the sand in there. That's pretty cool. Just to get it neatened back up. So pretty, but it doesn't have to be. Now getting it off of here. Okay. There we go. Sorry about the noise. After taxes, I'm going to get a new camera. So I want to keep this going like that. And basically down where I marked that, there's going to be a hole there. There's going to be a hole that I drill. We're going to go with this guy again. So I'll try to go with the outside one, inside to outside. That ain't fitting in the hole. So this is 5/16 pipe. Pretty sure that pretty sure that you just need to make sure it ain't gonna work. So now I need to bend this. I didn't have sand in it either. Now I need to have something like this to bend the rest of it around. All the way around. Where that can be on there. Okay, that worked. Now I gotta get it off. That worked. And again, I apologize for the noise. So, putting sand in it, it's probably a good idea. I'm not doing it. So, I need to bend this way. And this way. So they almost meet. Because I need to lower my footprint on... on where it goes in. Again, my brain's always moving around, so that's why I stopped talking. Sorry if it annoys you. Alright, perfect. So, that's what I wanted. And I still have airflow through there. So this is the thing to use. Alright. Let's go. We're gonna go here. Here. Alright. So now I found something very weird. So originally, when I first started hating on Walmart paracord, this is what I found. So it's got 3 strands only. But when I went and got some orange stuff, I found actual 7-stranded paracord that I just cut a piece off. I'm like, wait a minute. So these would be good for wicks. I want to see what this is made out of. So, and this is a cord. So I'm probably going to use these. But, and in Walmart's packaging, it calls all of these 550 cord. This is the only 550 cord right here. But it also says that it's 160 pound pressure. So, or tension, or whatever. So, very confusing, but regardless, I'm going to use this for my wick. Since I didn't go out and even look for a wick. Now, what I did is obviously drilled holes. And I scuffed it up because I'm going to be using JB Weld on this. And I'm probably going to use the stuff in the new package because I went through all my JB Weld yesterday and it doesn't work very well anymore. Oh, I still got to drill a hole in here. It doesn't, because it's so old. Yep, that's the same size they had. So let me clean this up and get it ready for JB Weld. All right, so had a little delay there because my camera battery died. The other one wasn't charged. Said it was charged. So set this to there. So I've got this in here. I was preparing the JB Weld. I could solder this if I wanted to, but I have more JB Weld than I have solder, so I'm gonna use JB Weld. Plus this is old, and look what happens when it gets too old and you try to use it and it cracks and you don't know how good the compound is. So it's best just to use the new. I got an old screwdriver. So, just like anything you mix, most of the compounds are 50-50. So I want to get as good bit out. Where's the white coming? Oh, so this one, even though it's just out of the package, it's coming out the bottom. It's starting to break the bottom. I got a little white whatever on me. So I'm gonna have to use this. I'll probably use it on my stove. I don't know what. I got crap everywhere. Oh, that's why. It's on my other cardboard. Alright, so I'm just going to put this right next to it, maybe. $50-50. Okay? Very easy. You could read the directions, but who wants to do that, right? So, popsicle stick, old screwdriver, somebody else's finger, you know, whatever it takes to get this stuff mixed up. And you'll never forget that smell once you smell it. Alright, so mixed up. I don't want to get it everywhere, so put a generous amount. I mixed up a little too much, but I can seal the bottom, and if I miss anything on the seal on the bottom, I have the top. So I don't want this on the rubber seal. Just because I want the rubber seal to seal. Okay? And you got to be somewhat quick about this. I mean, it's not like epoxy, which sets up very quickly. But I would do it within 5 minutes. I mean, don't go take a break. Yeah, I had plenty. I'm going to take the rest of this over to my stove. Put that on there. Yeah, I had fire shooting out of my air intake from my waste oil burning stove. And well, yeah, it's a little frightening. I still didn't drill that hole. I'm back. That was a little trying. Yeah, they showed on YouTube that you could use the drill for it, right? Theirs a little smaller than mine, but I couldn't get it in there. I had to use the drill press. So I have this tiny little hole. So it looks like the amount I've used of the JV Weld is over sufficient, but it'll be all right. So I'm going to try to get this stuff in here, and me being a old radio guy, repair. I always had a scribe. That's what I did in the military. Radios, consoles, systems, anything to communicate. So hopefully this will go in there without me having to cut it down again to force it in, or use the other side. Oh, there it goes. Just got to get enough of it in there. And I think it should go up to about here. That's what I'm shooting for. So, see what happens. Because any liquid will take a wick-like material and soak it in. Just like you put a paper towel on water. If you expect it to not soak in right away, you're expecting the wrong thing. Alright, we're going to try that. We're going to try this. I think this end is going in a little easier. So I think I'm going to pull that one out, turn it off. We'll see. So the idea is I'm going to go ahead and put a little of this alcohol in here. Not without removing that. I normally just poke a hole in those. I don't know why I did it this time. So I want it to go down to about, this is fine, because you could have it soaking in there. And yeah, this one's not pretty, but we'll give it a little bit to soak in. It should start igniting out of here. But the first time is always the weirdest, they say. There it is. That was pretty cool. So it's going to take a little bit for it to get going. But this, actually, the flame will be pretty. Let me see if I can turn out the lights in here. It'll be pretty blue. So you can't really see it now. And I made it go out. Well, it doesn't like to be moved, that's for sure. So I don't know if you could see that or not. I'm gonna let it go for a little bit. But you see how easy those are can be made. Like this. That thing is like on difficulty. I give it a 10 out of 10. So, judging how this, I might have to play with the wicks. Because it may not be sucking in the way I wanted it to. But you understand the concept. I am going to change out this wick real quick. That's acting like it's going in, but we're going to see how that works. You can tell how fast the wick goes up on it. See how good my JB Weld is. That's probably a good way to prime it too, because it'll go down and then up. So my wood stove is about the best effective stove. My waste oil burner is, I have a lot of issues with that. So I want these to be an efficient indoor stove. Just trying. Not stove. Flame. Alright, let's put this. No parlor tricks here. Either gonna get it to work or not. That's still going. That's a nice little hand warmer. Trying to light. Holy cow, I just filled it up with alcohol. It started spitting at me. That was interesting. That flame, that one that's shooting up right here, that's from this. Spitting out alcohol. I think I filled it too full. Look at it go. Get my sand bucket over here just in case I need to put it into a bucket of sand. I have everything in buckets, and see, it's gonna go out. Buckets and crates, so I can travel easy. Yeah, that's all I did was shake it back and forth. And it just, once it gets engulfed in that, it's already working better. But that little flame, or that flame that's right there, needs to turn blue. So this flame needs to heat these up enough that it's burning the blue flame with, burning the gas with the blue flame. That's ultimately where I need to get. See, I keep shaking it. Now I turned it over. Watch this. Oh. I turned it over and there were flames going on. That's when I turned this recorder back on. It wasn't hot. It should have been. I do remember that being spread apart. See, I mean, that's the way it's supposed to work. I need to get this away from the fire danger zone. So that's the key. It's gotta heat up these two tubes. Let's see if this stays running. And that's the whole thing. I need to keep this thing running. I could shake it up and get it to work and then put a cotton ball under there, but I don't want to have to do that every time. So it takes a little bit to break in these, I understand. And I think we're starting to get a blue flame. I don't know. It's certainly, every time I light it, it gets better and better. That's definitely for sure. Hear that crackling in the background? That's my oil burner. I threw the cotton balls in there, and that's a really good way to start it. I'm just trying to burn off the oil that's in the bottom, outside of my can. But yeah, I think this is pretty cool. I think I got it. Now, will the same thing work? That's about right up to that terracotta pot. Yeah, that's not a good thing for the house. It's very cool though. Oh yeah. But there it is. I think eventually I'll get the blue flame, but it's pretty wild. I played around with different cordage and finally found the right solution, where the cordage is all the way up here and the fumes are just getting heated around here until they ignite outside that hole, because all that hole is an oxygen hole. So when the fumes and the oxygen meet, it fuels that fire. Awesome. Awesome sauce. All right, well, thank you for watching, family and friends. I appreciate the subscribers. I appreciate the comments. You know, this isn't something that nobody ever did. I just wanted to see how easy it was to do. And I want to start messing with copper piping so I can do some other things that require that bending. God bless you. Take care. And I'll catch you on the flip side.